You wake up. Well, not really. You're born, but that's just another way of saying you're suddenly here, crammed into a dark, warm den with your siblings, squirming around like oversized hamsters. Your mom hasn't eaten in months, yet here she is, feeding and keeping you alive with whatever strength she's got left. You? You're blind, helpless, and unaware that the forest outside would chew you up and spit you out if given half a chance. For weeks, life is simple. You squeak, you sleep, but winter doesn't last forever. And neither does this cozy setup. One day, your mom decides it's time. She claws open the den, light floods in, and you're dragged into the blinding brightness of spring. The world is big, loud, and smells like 1,000 things you don't understand. Trees loom overhead, snow melts underfoot, and your siblings tumble around like drunks on a dance floor. You realize quickly that you're small, weak, and very, very edible. Your mom's job isn't to make you feel safe, it's to make you strong. From day one, she's teaching you what it takes to survive, and the lessons aren't subtle. She smells danger before you do, hears threats you can't even imagine. One afternoon, while you're walking around chewing on a twig, she freezes. Her head snaps up, nostrils flaring, and then you hear it, a low, guttural growl. Wolves. They jump out of the bushes, foaming out of their mouth, their eyes locked on you and your siblings. You're too scared to move, but Mom, she moves like a landslide. She rears up, roars so loud it shakes the trees, and charges. The wolves don't back away. They're hungry, but she doesn't give them a choice. Her claws flash, blood sprays, and one of them goes down. The others hesitate just long enough for her to send them running. She returns to you, panting, fur matted with blood, and nudges you back toward safety. It's not a tender moment, it's a warning. Pay attention, or next time you'll be the one bleeding out in the dirt. By summer, you're starting to figure things out. You watch Mom dig up roots, rip apart logs for insects, and dive into rivers to snatch salmon with terrifying precision. You try to imitate her, but it's a process. Your first attempt at fishing ends with you face first in the river, splashing around like an idiot while the fish swim away unbothered. Mom just stands on the side, probably wondering how she gave birth to something this pathetic. The forest doesn't wait for you to catch up. It's cruel, fast, and indifferent, and if you want to survive, you'd better keep up. Your first kill comes on a hot summer day when the air buzzes with insects and the rivers run low. You're nosing around a berry bush when something small and furry darts out. A rabbit. Instinct takes over, you pounce, claws swiping and pin it to the ground. For a moment, it squeals, its bones break under your weight, and you freeze. You weren't expecting it to fight back. But then you remember Mom's growl, her unrelenting force, and you bite down. It stops moving. You've done it. Your first kill. It's messy, brutal, and nothing like the clean, effortless hunts you've watched your mother pull off. But it's yours. That taste of blood sticks with you. You start paying attention, watching the way Mom moves, the way she stalks and strikes with precision. You learn fast because you have to. The forest is a hunting ground, but it's also a battlefield. Every meal is a risk, and the line between predator and prey is razor thin. By the time your second year rolls around, you're bigger, stronger, and starting to feel like you own the forest. You're wrong, of course, but that's not the point. You've seen the dangers. Wolves, humans, even bigger bears, but you're starting to think you can handle them. And then you meet him. It's late spring, and the salmon are running. You and Mom are fishing by the river when he appears. He's massive. You freeze, but Mom doesn't. She steps forward, roaring a challenge that shakes the air. The stranger doesn't flinch. He charges. The fight is chaos. They slam into each other like freight trains. For a moment, you think Mom might lose. But then she gets him. A single swipe of her claws rakes across his face, and he stumbles back. She doesn't give him a chance to recover. With a roar, she lunges, and he retreats, limping into the trees. Mom stands there, panting, blood dripping from her fur, and you realize something. This forest doesn't belong to the biggest bear. It belongs to the one who refuses to die. One day, Mom just doesn't come back. No speech, no heartfelt goodbye, not even a grunt to let you know she's leaving. She's gone. And so is the safety net you didn't realize you had. It hits you fast. You're alone. And the forest feels bigger, darker, and way more interested in eating you than before. The first few weeks are a crash course in how bad you are at this whole independent survival thing. You stumble around, misjudge threats, and almost become a meal for a pack of wolves who seemed way too happy to see you. By the time you escape with your fur intact, you realize why most cubs don't make it to adulthood. Statistically speaking, you're more likely to end up as a pile of bear-flavored leftovers than a full-grown predator. Your first big win comes when you stumble across a deer carcass, still fresh, with steam rising from it. Your stomach growls so loud it might as well have announced your arrival. You dive in, tearing at the meat like you haven't eaten in weeks. You haven't, by the way. Blood drips down your mouth, and for a moment you think you're finally catching a break. Then you hear it, the snap of twigs behind you. You freeze mid-bite. Another bear. Great. He's smaller than Mom's last challenger, but bigger than you, and judging by his expression, he's not here to offer you a dinner invitation. He charges, and you don't even try to fight. You run, crashing through the underbrush. You're fast, faster than him, and when you finally stop, you realize two things. One, you're still hungry. Two, the forest doesn't care how empty your stomach is. If you want to eat, you'd better be ready to bleed for it. By your 4th year, the tables have turned. You're no longer the scrawny cub running from every shadow. At 700 pounds, with claws sharp enough to carve your name into a tree, and muscles built from years of fighting and hunting, you've earned your place at the top. Smaller predators steer clear, and even other bears think twice before crossing your path. You've graduated from snack to don't mess with that guy. One afternoon, while patrolling your territory, you catch the scent of blood. You follow it to a clearing and find a younger bear, maybe 2 years old, digging into a fresh carcass. He freezes when he sees you, wide-eyed and clearly debating his options. For a moment, you just stare at him, both of you weighing the odds. He makes the smart choice. He turns and runs into the trees, leaving the carcass behind. You don't bother chasing. What's the point? The food is yours now, and as you tear into it, you realize something. You've become the bear you used to run from. The forest doesn't challenge you anymore. It respects you, or at least knows better than to get in your way. Years pass, and the forest starts to feel different. Your once powerful body doesn't move like it used to, and the fights you used to dominate now leave you limping for days. The younger bears are getting bolder, testing you more often, and while you still win, it's starting to feel more like survival than victory. One day, after a particularly rough fight, you catch yourself retreating instead of pressing forward. That's when it hits you. The forest doesn't see you as untouchable anymore. You've still got your scars, your strength, and your pride, but the cracks are starting to show. The forest has no patience for weakness, it just waits for you to fall behind. As the first snow of winter falls, you retreat to an old den, one you haven't used in years. It feels smaller now, quieter. You curl up inside, your breath slowing as the cold settles in around you. You've fought, hunted, and ruled for longer than most, but the forest doesn't mourn its kings. It just waits for the next one to take the throne.